All right, what's going on, everybody? KB Card Stacks here. I was out of town for 4th of July from Wednesday to Sunday. This is everything that sold, about $140-ish of sales. Let's see what's moving, my thoughts on it, how much I'm actually going to make, and we'll go from there. So first one here, this lot of Mook Cook, Bowman Sapphire, 20 cards. I bought a ton of these. I won, I think, 8 player lots at auctions from, I think, Ruby Shines. I pick up a lot of my lots from that seller. This, I probably paid like $1.08 of $1.25. And I picked up, again, 8 other player lots at about that price. I've been trying to sell these in bulk, all of them, 160 cards for like 30 bucks. No one wanted it on Twitter. And for some reason, in the last week, I've sold 3 of these lots. I sold a Jamal Shed and Jawan Roberts from Houston. I sold a lot of those for 24 shipped. This one I think goes for 12. Not bad. Better than just bulk selling it out and not making as much. Now I've got 5 other lots that I can piece out. I don't know much about Mook Cook. He's a freshman. People are high on kind of the trio of the Oregon class, but maybe some gradable cards in here. I picked up like 30 Hannah Hidalgos from that seller, and like 4 or 5 of them ended up being 10s. I'm sure there's probably some 9s in there as well. So we'll see. Next one, Miller Moss. This is an interesting one. I like Miller Moss 4 of 20. This one I had listed for 40. I kept getting offers every week about $30 to $37. I had one seller who kept sending, $34 to $37 when I had it listed. Buy it now 40. Should I have just accepted it? Yes, but at the end of the day, I'm like, I'm kind of high on Miller Moss, and I think just it depends on how week 1 goes, but I think Miller Moss is a very excellent buy. It just depends on how high you are, how much you believe in USC, and just kind of the offseason and everything they've done. Coming back in for Caleb Williams. He started the bowl game, the Holiday Bowl, I think, against Louisville. 6 touchdowns, some sort of record, or maybe just a bowl record or USC record. I don't know. 6 touchdowns against a Jeff Brom coach team, though. That's everyone who you're returning for next season. You had all your opt-outs, but everyone who was playing on that field in that game, that's your team for this upcoming year. So somewhat optimistic. I don't know what Louisville's opt-out situation was entirely, but I like what I see. I like what Lincoln Riley does with his quarterbacks, his offense. They got rid of Alex Grinch, their defense coordinator. They were giving up 40 points a game. They lost 5 of the last 6 games last season, I think, and they gave up probably close to 40 points a game every single week. He's gone now, so I think that helps the defense. The transition to the Big Ten, and here's the thing, like, I'm not so much concerned with like the Nebraska, Maryland, Wisconsin, UW, Rutgers, Michigan State, like all those teams, like 6-win teams, right? I mean, someone's gonna break out for 7 or 8, but like Rutgers and Indiana, I'm very high on. But some of those other Purdue, those teams are probably going to not make a bowl game. So under 6 wins. So I think USC, and they have a pretty favorable schedule. They miss Oregon and Ohio State. That's good. They have LSU week 1. So that's kind of my hesitation. When you think they're 3-point underdogs, they play in Vegas. It's probably still going to be a 50-50. I imagine LSU travels pretty well. USC, that's what, like a 4-hour drive, 5-hour drive. That's going to be interesting. That's going to kind of set up the hype for USC. I don't know which way I lean at this moment. LSU is kind of in a offensive reconstruction. Miller Moss taking over for Caleb Williams. Who knows what's going to happen, right? But if they do win, I think that sets up very nicely for USC. I think they play Michigan pretty early. Michigan's just so hard to gauge. I hate the quarterback situation. They have several first-round picks on defense. We'll see how it goes. And I think they've got Notre Dame late in the season. Always another team that's hard to gauge just because they're always playing like Navy and, maybe a random ACC team, a Louisville, some other randoms that I'm not too sure of at the moment. But nonetheless, Notre Dame always interesting. But other than that, I feel like their schedule pretty doable. Again, with just that middle of the road, like I hate Rutgers and Maryland and UW, just reloading that entire team. We'll see how they do. Iowa, I don't think they play Iowa, but they'll be probably a solid 9-10 win team with that defense. their offense has to get inside the top 100 at this point, I imagine. Nonetheless, Miller Moss, I think it's a good buy, but just depends on, a lot rides on that LSU game and that Michigan game. If they start out, let's say 1-2, or maybe Michigan's later. If they start out 2-2, they're clawing their way back, right? So you're really gonna have to grind out that, 8-9 win season. We'll see, but Miller Moss I do like. All right, Toia Scott. I was very high on Toia Scott. She was one of the first buys that I was always picking up when this product came out. When I ripped that hobby box, I started looking up all the players, and it was about a month into the season, I feel like. She was, I think, scoring 25 points a night, top 5 in scoring, and I was like, dang, I've never, granted, I didn't know a lot about the incoming recruits for basketball. But I was like, who is this? Man, that seems like a great buy. So I was picking up a lot of Toia Scott, probably one of my bigger buys at that time at Arkansas. Was lighting it up. She got injured in like December or January, and then she left the team for a little bit. I think it was like, they said it was family stuff. I think she's from Florida, and then got injured again. I think it was like her shoulder at one point. And then she transferred to Auburn. I was looking up, I Twitter search everyone's name that I kind of invest in. I think that's a good way to get information. I was looking her up, and it seems like she was kind of bullied, I guess. I don't really know. The girls just didn't really like her. She had kind of the green light to shoot. She was just coming in, this McDonald's All-American freshman. I don't know, but this one sold for $32, I think, and then I got the offer. I went back to my purchases, and I think I got it for 12 ships. So I was like, all right, I'll take the offer. I think that works for me. So Toia Scott. Where her prices are now, I probably wouldn't buy, but if she were more in that Jada Williams, more of my PC right there for Arizona, but if she were more in that like 10 to 15 range on the paper autos, the gold autos, probably under $20, maybe I'd go back in. But at Auburn, I just don't really care too much anymore. Allie Jennings, 1991 Leaf design, 8 of 10. I don't remember how much I paid for it. I'll have to look. Got an offer, I think, at 16 or 18 and just decided to take it. We'll see how he does. He started at Old Dominion for maybe a year or two, transferred to West Virginia for a year or two, and now at Virginia Tech. He was hurt basically all of last season. I think he got hurt against Purdue. I think a foot injury. He was out, maybe an ACL. I think it was foot. Coming back, we'll see how he does. People are very high on Kyron Drones and Virginia Tech. They're a sleeper in the ACC. We'll see how that goes, but I decided to take the offer. I don't have any other Allie Jennings, so I would like to go back in. I really like this design. I like just the simple silver, nice frame border. But I imagine, I can't imagine I paid more than $11 or $12. Am I closer to break even? We'll see, but just trying to move some stuff right now. I've got a full Zion case of inventory, and I'm trying to tell myself that should be my inventory. We'll see, I don't know. Noah Fafita, reflectors, number to 15. I picked up 2 of these for a total like $6. I was like, all right, I'll keep one and I'll PC the other. Listed this for $10. I thought I was gonna list a ton of cars while I was out on vacation. There just was no downtime at all. I was always go, go, go. I listed maybe 20 cards. This was one of them. Sold pretty quickly for $10. I didn't really care because now I'm into my other one for free. That's my goal, to collect for free. Maybe I list it for $20, and if someone wants to come up and buy it, so be it. But I mentioned this in another video. One of the worst uni combos for Arizona. It was like their, I don't know, some sort of tribute or something. I don't know. But it was against Utah, not my favorite. All right, Kyron Lacy, Sage Auto. This was, maybe I sold this for 8, maybe 10. I think it was 10. Kyron Lacy, the number 1 receiver for LSU this upcoming season. I don't know. No more Malik Neighbors, no more Brian Thomas Jr. They accounted for like 3,100 yards and probably 30 touchdowns. Brian Thomas led the country in touchdowns last season. They've got to replace a lot of guys. They've got Kyron Lacy. They brought in CJ Daniels from Liberty. And then they've got Chris Hilton. He's in Bowman as well. I buy some of his lower yellow and gold sapphires, just kind of the color match stuff. I don't think he has any autos. Maybe he does. I don't know. I don't think so, because I feel like I would have picked up an auto. He's a good athlete. He won the what is it called? Not long, high jump. He won the high jump in high school. Really good athlete, but I just don't know. He's just kind of been there. Lacy, I think, at least had like 500 yards last season. They bring back Mason Taylor as well, who I'm pretty high on. So we'll see how that offense looks. Garrett Nussmeier's been kind of the next guy in line. He's up there for Heisman candidate. I forgot who they played. They played Wisconsin in the bowl game, I think. It was a day game. The Outback Bowl, maybe? I don't remember. And I don't remember who won. I think LSU won. I don't think Wisconsin. That was a very frustrating game to watch. I don't know. I don't remember, but Kyron Lacy, yeah, we'll see how it goes. I've been picking up a lot of these stage autos. This is my last one I sent off in my last ComC submission. Basically, any duplicate of a card, I just sent it off to ComC. So I have no more Kyron Lacy in hand. We'll see what he does. I don't know, a lot to replicate between Brian Thomas and Malik Neighbors. We'll see how they do in the league. I'm not particularly high on Brian Thomas. I feel like he's just a deep ball merchant. You look at all his highlights, it's just all deep balls, great separation. Never matched up against a number one corner. That was for Malik Neighbors. I think Malik Neighbors is very talented. He just has a lot of off-field antic stuff that I don't like. Nonetheless, John Elway, no huddle blue to 75 to 75. I think I listed this for 10. I think I sent an offer for 8. After fees and everything, am I making probably a couple dollars? I bought this in a stack sale, 2 for $5. I bought this and a Jahad Campbell base auto at a Bowman, 2 for $5. $2.50 minus $8 shipping label, all of that, making $3-4. My goal is to double up though if I can sell that other Jahad Campbell for around 7 or 8. Yay. Nonetheless, I don't know, just a quick easy buy right there, quick easy flip. Nothing crazy. I think there was $140-ish. I probably make about 50. I probably paid about $2 on this lot. I'll probably net, $4 or $5. John Elway paid $2.50 for. Kyron Lacy, I was picking these up. I might break even on this. I'm probably not making much. This one, if we take my $2 one, I'm probably making 5 or 6. This one, maybe 5 or 6. Hopeful for 10 if I bought it on auctions at a good price. This one I'm making about 15. And then the Moss, probably 20-ish, around there. Scoop up Miller Moss, back on Miller Moss. I scoop them up for about $20, try to relist them for 40. That's kind of my thought process. But again, very high on them if they are on him. If they win week 1 against that guy, LSU, I think that could be interesting. Then that Michigan game is super hyped up. So that's everything. That was a very long video for only a couple cards and $150. But Yap King back at it again. That's everything. If you enjoyed, drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.